Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On Loose Lines. We are back. Sorry about that. Just had a little bit of a last couple of minutes issues going on, but the volume is up there now where people can hear it. And welcome back to On Loose Lines. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had the show, but yeah, a little bit going on here and there. So everyone knows how it works. Of course, I am going to change things. I said I was going to have it changed before, and I can say now it probably won't change now until towards the end of April, once the Nutrien sales are completed, because just going to have a fair bit going on there. But please, if you are watching online, you know how it works. Get in touch, leave a comment in the comments section, and we'll be able to bring you up for it then and there. Plenty going on tonight. We will be touching base. I've done a pre-recorded interview with Darren Clayton in relation to Queensland and everything that they've got going up. I do have my YouTube feed. That's what I've just been trying to get going there. Plenty going on there with in Queensland, and exciting times with the just over 2 weeks to go now before the Sunshine Stars sales series. So we want to make sure people are aware of that and across that, plus some pretty good incentives. The Proto Star barrier draw, and that was announced, so Darren's taken up a new position there. With that new position also gives him the commitment that he has to do some other work, so he's in a meeting tonight, so he won't be on live, but that's okay. We've got plenty of other people that will be there. Timmy White, good evening to you. Of course, the NZB sales are on. Timmy White and White Sables, they published their photos today. I saw on Facebook, so their photos have gone up in videos. So of course, keep on top of all of that as well. I might get to that back to that in a second. With the Tassie sale, of course, that's this Friday, so Australia Day. A lot of the Kiwis probably aren't aware that it's Australia Day, but so it's a public holiday the Friday, hence the reason we are selling on that day. And it's going to be a good day. Got plenty of people watching now as well, so please get involved in the show. So it'll be Australia Day, 7 o'clock the sale will commence. So Carrick races are on during the day, and there's 20 lots to go under the hammer. I've got them break up of them here. I did the show the other day, and there is I've got a feedback, and I just worked out, I think, where it is. Let's shut that. I might not have it. So, yep, got rid of that. So it's okay. It was just annoying me. But yeah, horses by Midnight, Captain Crunch, Metropolitan, Down by the Seaside, Dawn of a New Day, Lather Up, Stay Hungry, Lincoln Royale, Poster Boy, Always Be Mickey, Yankee Rockstar, Stone Ridge Regal, Tell All, Ultimate Machette, Rock and Roll World, and Franco Nelson. Scott Purden, good evening to you as well. Ultimate Machette, of course, had his first season last year. He sired 10 winners. Rock and Roll World had 15 individual 2-year-old winners last year. And then you've got the exciting, you've got Lather Up, Poster Boy, and Stay Hungry. All 2-year-olds are going to hit the races this season. None of those have hit their races yet. But they will be all hitting the tracks this season, so really, really exciting. 3 geldings, I can tell you now if you're watching. The 3 geldings are... Oh, that's where it's coming from. Sorry, very annoying, but the YouTube feed was up. I couldn't work out where that noise was coming from, so I do apologise for that. Now I'm fine. There is 3 geldings. All 3 were gelded because the farms where they were situated weren't ready for, unprepared for colts, so they didn't have it colts friendly. 12 fillies and 5 colts in this sale. So Tyson Barton, hello to you, mate. So you were riding winners and at weddings the other day as well, so plenty going on there. If you want to get in touch with the team at Nutrien Equine in relation to the I reckon this is on the wrong screen. I think maybe not. I wonder what this one says. Nope, that's for me. In relation to getting in touch with Mark Barton and Gemma Smallman, I'll bring that one up now. But make sure you do it tomorrow, because don't forget now, Friday we are selling, or the sale is on at Carrick Race Park. Starts at 7 o'clock. It's a public holiday, so to get things done then, make sure you do that. So you can go to the Nutrien pages. This is the best way to do it. I actually thought I was half prepared, but I know what to do to make it a bit easier. So we'll go Andrea Gorman, hello to you. Charlton, I was talking to one of the Charltonites last night, so we'll cut to that one there. So you go to the Tasmanian sale. This is on the nutrienequine.com.au. Follow the links down to the Standardbred. Actually, since this hasn't gone I'll go back one step because it didn't want to change. Go to the Standardbred 2024 sales information, and then you'll go down here, and that will give you the whole list of all of the horses there, and there is all photos up now for all bar, I'm going to say three horses don't have photos up, but you can see photos there for the rest of them. I'll be on the ground as of tomorrow. Mark Barton will be as well, Gemma Smallman will be as well, and a few other people will be there as well. So make sure you go to that part there to get it, but I've got to work out how to find this other one. Sorry, just got a message from the wife. I probably should be answering it, but there is a way. How did I get it? You can see, oh, I can't remember. I might be back one more step. Must be back another step. And you can go to there, how to register. There it is. I couldn't see it underneath the horse. So yeah, so just go back to the start of all of that. If you want to know how to register, you can register on Auctions Plus. It's 12 steps. Do not leave that to the last minute because I haven't done it. I don't need to do it. But if you are looking at buying online, that's the best way to do it. It will be streamed live. It will be on nutrienequine.com. It will also be on Taz Racing pages as well. Won't be on Facebook, but it will be on all of the others. So please, if you want to get involved in that in any way, that's the best way to do it. Get in touch. Lee Dornoff, hello to you. Had Lee on the other night. Lee doesn't know how to cook seafood, so we're going to have to do something with Lee there at his seafood and make sure he gets that aware. But yeah, don't forget 7 o'clock Friday, the 26th of January, and then the next sale will be at Albion Park. It is the Sunshine Stars, and of course that sale commences at 7 o'clock. No, I'm still in the wrong spot. Just got to get myself back to the right spot. Just bear with me for a minute. I just got to find the right page. There it is there. And that sale starts at 12 o'clock. Horses will arrive at the venue at 9 a.m. So of course at Albion Park, and the first horse will go under the hammer there at 12 o'clock. There is 67 lots there for you. Plenty of beautifully bred horses, and actually Darren will allude to it in our interview as well. There's quite a unique little quirk at the start of the sale, but plenty of horses by a wide variety of horses everywhere, and yep, so plenty to look forward to there as well. And that's the Sunshine Stars catalogue. There it is there. I knew I had it, just couldn't find it, so I do apologise for being all clunky and that, but yeah, you can see there. Go to thecreek.com.au and hit on the Sunshine Stars yearling sales, and all the information is there, including Mark Barton's phone number just underneath the webcast there, and also Gemma Smallman. The races and all these horses, of course, in both sales are eligible for the Nutrien Equine sales. Not this year because they'll be they're only yearlings, but the next year they'll be eligible for that. And of course, this year it is $1.2 million race day. So make sure you get in touch with the guys there and be aware of that. So plenty happening there as well. Wedderburn Pacing Cup is on this Sunday. I will be the on-track MC, so hopefully I'll see plenty of people there. Of course, it is the Wedderburn Pacing Cup at Maryborough. They've got a good field. They've got 12 races on the card, so it's going to be a very, very big day. They've honoured it. We'll put a lot of names there from people that have done plenty at the Wedderburn Harness Racing Club. I saw plenty of these names going through the journey, but Gavin Holt, Trevor Ralph, John Rowan, Dave Fitzgerald, Gerald Godfrey is about the only gentleman I don't know there, Judy Bond and Gary Stevenson, so some really well-known names there that have been honoured. Wedderburn Trotters Cup is race number 6, and they have got a terrific field assembled for that. 13 runners. There could be an emergency in there. Yes, there is. Naked Ambition is an emergency in there, but a field of 12 to go around. That's at 6 minutes to 3. Blue Comb and the Grey Horse, Majestic Bell off the back marks, Sangreal, Mercenary, so good field there for that. And then 2 races later at 11 minutes past 4 is the Wedderburn Pacing Cup, You Betcha Tiger Pie, Soho Moonraker, Arnie's Army, Hugo Rocks, Radius, Earl of Pembroke, a Kiwi horse going great guns over here, Modern Bliss, Silent Major, Hanging Fire, Vanquish Stride and Platinum Stride for the Sandersons. A bit of sibling rivalry at the end. I had Andrea on there before, but yeah, she'll be the Charltonite be sitting there watching it. Alan Tormey's also engaged in that. So Charlton got a pretty big hand actually in the Wedderburn Cup, as they always do. And the fact that it's actually been moved across there is even better. You like the shirt, Tyler? I might have to take this one to the golf course. No one can actually see what I'm talking about there, but Tyler Dew has tuned in. Sorry, I don't have the chats up. The chats are there. He likes the shirt. I might have to wear this onto the golf course next time, and I might not hook them as bad as what I was, which is odd for me, to say the least. Rightio. Going to try and get a couple of these guests on now, if we can. I've just got to get the right leads. I'm very, very organised. Hopefully Joe answers. Wrong one. You there, Joe? Are you there now, Joe?
Hi.
That's come through the wrong... there, we're right. We'll get it now. So you should be there now through the feed. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Paul. How are you?
Much better now that I've got your audio coming through. It makes me feel a lot better. Firstly, thank you very much for joining me.
No problem. A pleasure as always.
I get into trouble. Anyone wondering? Joe sent me a messenger message today and said she was in the Ute, and I'm thinking that's a very un-Kiwi thing to say. Joe is actually an Aussie through and through too, aren't you, Joe? You keep reminding me of this one.
Yeah, I know. I keep getting confused as a Kiwi lately, and I can't win though. Mum and Dad tell me I sound like a Kiwi, and all the Kiwis bag me out for sounding Australian. So I don't know which way I go. Yeah. I'm definitely Australian.
Where it is a badge of honour that people are acknowledging you. That's for sure. Joe, you do a lot, and I think it's a very, very progressive club, the Cambridge Raceway club. Before we get on to what we wanted to discuss today. Must be so much fun working for a club like that, just keep trying to, I suppose, push the boundaries, if you like, and promoting the sport in different ways.
Oh, definitely. I really enjoy what I do with them. Obviously, it's just a small part. I'm not in the office every day pumping these ideas out like they are, but it's really great, particularly, coming up this time of year, we've got some big races coming up and leading into the Night of Champions now with the 2 slot races. Very exciting, and I love being a part of it. Yeah,
it is, and I think there's the people that got around them are terrific. You say you're not in the office. I was in the office there a couple of weeks ago, and there's just so much passion, isn't there? One of the things they are doing, they're taking on the Addington Park track to do the coast to coast. I reckon they're crazy on that, but I think it's a great initiative, and it's good that they're doing it.
Yeah, totally. That's just another crazy idea that they come up with in there. And but that's just, just supporting the industry once again. Really great work by them, and I wish them all the best. I'm happy to be supporting that from afar.
Yes. So it's actually David Branch, Vicky Riley, and Michael Douglas are all going to do it. Michael's got the most. I think the ride is the most. David Branch is going to do the canoeing, which is interesting in itself because he hasn't done it for 12. He's only been doing it, for 12 months. So that in itself will be interesting. And then I think Vicky's got. I think the most she runs in a day is about 30 k's, but she's got to front up again the next day. I think she has to do 2 runs the next day, a 2K and then a 16K. That last one's going to be bloody brutal on her, I reckon.
Oh, that's crazy. That 2K would be enough for me, I think.
It is indeed. Rightio. Now, I'm going to try and get one of these to blow up for me. The Dunstan Horse Feeds, Battle of the Breeds, and I will say well done to Dunstan Horse Feeds as well for their sponsorship in just about everything in New Zealand. I was going to say Queensland, sorry about that. New Zealand, they get behind a lot of things really, really well, don't they, Dunstans?
Oh, Dunstan are incredible. Anytime I come up to them with a crazy idea, they are just 100% behind it. The whole racing / equestrian industry in New Zealand wouldn't run without Dunstan getting behind it all. They are just incredible.
Yep, they are indeed, and they do everything from promotions and giving out bags of feed to cooking sausages through the Cup Carnival, and that's, I'm not downplaying it. That's what they do, isn't it? They go to Ashburton every Thursday. Yeah. They do the trial day, and there's one other meeting. I think it's awesome what they do. And any Australians wondering, they feed everyone. They don't just feed the Kiwis that have got the horses there. They'll feed anyone that comes along, and it's just terrific. I can say that joke because they feed me, so they look after me. So it's, yeah, but it's just such an open thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're amazing. Like I say, they just support every aspect of horse-related happenings in the country, and they're just so passionate about it. Can't thank them enough.
No. Rightio. So what have we got going on? We've got the Battle of the Breeds. I called it the Battle of the Codes. I apologise, but it's the Battle of the Breeds 2024 at the Cambridge Raceway.
Yeah, so this is the third time we've run this, and it's getting bigger every year. So the Battle of the Breeds is a 3-part equestrian competition in the infield of between races on race day. So we have 2 teams of 4 standardbreds and 4 thoroughbreds, and it's just to showcase our off-the-track heroes and what they can do, you know, when they finish racing. It's good for people to be able to come to the races and then see what they're able to do, you know, all in the same breath. You know, they're on the track racing and then they're in the infield show jumping sort of thing. So yeah, that's why we've done it, just to showcase off-the-track life after racing sort of thing. And it's been a bit of a hit, and people really enjoy it, and yeah, it's growing every year.
It is a hit, and I know last year it was so well received. There was a lot of chatter about it when I got across there for the yearling sales. I think that's when you know you're succeeding, Joe, when people are talking about it 2, 3, 4 weeks afterwards. That's when you really know you're doing something. And that I'm not making that up. That was the truth that down at Christchurch too, it wasn't just on the North Island. People were commenting on it and saying how great it was, and to show these horses in such a different discipline, but also then back at a racetrack, it was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having a thoroughbreds there, sometimes the trotters are warming up for the next race while they're still in the infield, and of course they've not seen that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Like, they handle it pretty well, to be honest, but then also the standardbreds that are bred to tow a cart and not to be cantering and jumping, and seeing them do that, also pretty awesome. And we also got to thank the participants. Each year we've had different people do it, and thanks to them for coming along and putting themselves out there, in the public eye. It's pretty daunting, I guess, but they do a great job and really exhibit the off-the-track breeds really well.
I've got the Cambridge, one of your Facebook posts up in front of us at the minute, Joe, and it's got the Battle of the Breeds, and Love Racing New Zealand. They do a lot of sponsorship. Are they exactly what are Love Racing? Because I think they do quite a few branches of the racing part, don't they?
Love Racing is the New Zealand Thoroughbred Racing. Yep. So they're sponsoring pretty much all the thoroughbred aspects of the Battle of the Breeds and the Crosscode Challenge, which is awesome. Since we've had them on board, it's just got bigger and bigger, and we sort of extend the Crosscode Challenge now. We did just start off as Battle of the Breeds, and now it's a Crosscode Challenge. So we have a Monty Trot and a dual sulky race with we have Opie Bosson and Ryan Elliott and people like that participating in the dual sulky race this year. So that's going to be awesome. And so this is just like the Battle of the Breeds is the kicking off of the Crosscode Challenge, which goes throughout the day, and it's going to be really exciting. And it's just cool to have Love Racing involved, because that also brings a heap more people to the races who might not normally come and experience the trots. Yeah,
so Linda Wheeler is riding one of those horses. Is she related to John Wheeler, a very famous New Zealand name?
Yeah, she's married to John, yeah.
Oh, okay, so there we go. Okay, so you've got some serious people prepared to get behind and have a go with you.
Yeah, I actually, this is the first year I called for applications to ride in it. Normally I'm just scratching my head trying to message people and ask if they'd want to participate. This year I called for applications to be in the team, which made it a lot easier for me, I might add. But I was really stoked to have Linda apply. She's got to travel quite a fair way to come to this. So it's got quite a big reach now, and people are really wanting to participate. And I'm thrilled to have her part of it. That's really cool.
Yeah, Anne Jones and... Oh, I'm in trouble here. Dana.
Yeah.
Jen Faz.
I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but no, Anna used to be a jockey, and good to have her on board. And Dana, she's been racing in the racing industry for a long time, and she's riding an ex-steeplechaser who is quite a successful racehorse as well. So.
And then you've got celebrity combinations as well. So you've got everything happening. Ryan Elliott as well. So it's cool. You're going to get a good crowd of people. You're going to get a very different crowd of people to the Cambridge Raceway.
I hope so. That's the aim. Unfortunately, it's clashing with the Karaka yearling sales, the thoroughbred sales. Look, we didn't have much of a choice. Last year it clashed with Takapoto show jumping, and we just have to roll the dice and hope for the best. Clashing with Takapoto actually did affect the Battle of the Breeds a little bit, and the people who might come and ride and that sort of thing. So we just had to run with it. And, jockeys aren't going to be at the sales, and we're still getting a really good turnout in that sense. And, hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. It's a shame because it would be best if we didn't clash with anything. But I think it's still going to be a good turnout. And, of course, the racing on the day is going to be good too. So it's going to be a really good day at Cambridge Raceway on Monday. I
was going to say that it's a great venue to be. I would imagine on a Monday afternoon, a bit of sun, that lawn to lay back on. There's probably no better place you'd rather be. You can take your phone, have the NZB sales going live, and just watch all the action. It'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it is a great place to watch races. There's no doubt about it. Hopefully the weather's kind to us. It hasn't been too kind to Cambridge over summer, but hopefully we have a great day weather-wise and just a great day all around. And, of course, we've got the Group 3 Waikato Breeders trot on as well, so that's going to be a good race. And, it'd be good if I could win it, but...
Can you win it?
I hope so, but then... I hope so. I'll just leave it at that. I think you know what racing trotters is like, but
I was going to
be in it to win it.
I was going to bring the fields up, and the fields aren't done yet. They'll be done tomorrow, I gather.
No, that's tomorrow. Yeah.
The racing is starting to hot up though again. Everything leads right through, I suppose, through to April now, especially at Cambridge, but both on the North Island and the South Island, the better horses are coming. There's a very nice race at Addington this weekend for the mares. It's got a good field. It's exciting, and there's so much positivity now in New Zealand as well, isn't there?
Yeah, well, we're getting there. Look, we needed some light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, but it is slowly heading in the right direction now, which makes it easier to get out of bed in the morning.
It does. Well, the weather's better anyway, so that's always better. But the Garrard's Mares Championship, it's a Group 2 event on Friday night at Addington. It's a ripping field, so some really nice names getting back there. I heard Greg earlier on Sky talking about it, and he's right, it's a ripping field, so plenty of quality horses. And we get everyone to be able to enjoy what we do. And Jeffrey Dixon said they're a great idea by the club, getting people involved. Hard to teach a pacer to jump. Some pacers can jump, or trotters can jump unbelievably, can't they, Joe?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, come on down to Cambridge Raceway on Monday and you'll see 4 of them jumping, and I know all of them can jump. So it's a great spectacle.
Throw you under the bus. Are they pacers or trotters?
No, they are all. Actually, there's one horse in the team that raced and won as both a trotter and a pacer.
Oh, who's that?
Comedy Act. He was trained by Tim Hall on course at Cambridge.
I met Tim last time I was there. He's a ripping guy. He used to train a horse everyone here.
Crazy.
Who? Oh, Crazy. Yeah, but he had the other good horse that come over here that Brent Lilly ended up with.
What's his name doing?
Keystone Dell. Yes. Yes. It's good that he's there doing some work for you, Joe, that's for sure. But
I think I just had to wake him up to get that answer out of him.
No, Timmy was a great guy. He was a good chat, and he was even a better chat afterwards. He's got a good story, like so many people in our industry have. And Joe, well done to you for bringing that to light in what you do as well, catching up with the Winning Connection straight after the races, but you also do other interviews with them along the way. And I think it's cool what people are doing in the industry, and I think well done to you and Cambridge Raceway for this Battle of the Breeds. I think it's awesome.
Thank you very much. Well, hopefully we can pull it off, and anyone who's listening, make sure you come down to Cambridge on Monday.
Yep, absolutely. And I might touch base with you next week just to see how it all went and try and get a bit of feedback. I gather there'll be some social media posts going up through the day.
Yeah, there will be.
You're known for walking off the track and doing your interviews as the participants are walking off. Are you going to walk off with someone that's just won the show jumping?
I usually have the live microphone talking to some of them, actually. But, I think I might need to just do some for social media so we can listen back afterwards. It's such a hectic day, I'm running around like crazy for the whole day, and then I finally sit down and I've got nothing to watch back on because it's been too busy to catch anything. So I think I might need to have a different approach to it this year.
Give Dylan something to do. He'll be right.
He's driving the dual sulky race, so I reckon his focus will be on that for the day. He wants to win that with Ryan Elliott.
All right, very good. Hopefully he does. Joe, thank you very much for joining me, and well done. Congratulations. I think it's a great initiative, and I really appreciate you giving me the time. It's a lot later in New Zealand, so I really do appreciate you giving me the time.
No worries, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's Joe Stevens there. What a great idea. Getting behind that with Cambridge Raceway, so I think that is awesome. Rightio, I'm going to throw to the interview with Darren Clayton. Of course, he's just recently taken up a job, and I'll be back very shortly. All right, catching up now with Darren Clayton. Firstly, welcome back to Campbell's Comments and On Loose Lines, mate.
Yeah, good to be back.
You've been on a couple of times. This is a much more official role now. Firstly, congratulations on the new appointment with the Creek. What's the official title?
Yeah, so it'd be racing and media manager. So a couple of different roles there, media and communications, obviously part of that, and then some racing sort of integrated pieces there, just making sure we're getting good racing product at the Creek.
Ever evolving too. In this day and age where things get easier, I suppose. Once upon a time, to do one of these would take a long time to set up, and everyone does them now. They're pretty easy to do.
Yeah, once you know your tech, you're away and get your levels right. Hopefully, you've got them right there for us, Paul.
You're looking forward to the challenge?
Yeah, it should be. It's probably one of those things. I've been into sort of new roles before where you get a little bit. A little bit on edge. At least with this one, I've been around the traps a fair bit before actually coming into this role, so already know the majority of the stakeholders. So I'm not building new relationships from the start, that's a big plus. So really hoping I can sort of leverage off that and get some good stuff going.
We've got a few things we want to cover off on. I will get you on the show one time, but in a live fashion. But you got a couple of meetings tonight, so we're going to make sure we work those meetings out and clear the calendar. There is a lot going on. There's going to be a lot going on right through to the Winter Carnival, so I think we'll be doing pretty regular catch-ups over the journey. But first day on the job, mate, and you have to go to the live draw of the Proto Star before you'd even had lunch, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I managed to get a quick feed in. You always got to feed yourself, you know that. Like no pie shops around here, though. That's all. I'll have to work that out. So first day, the Ladbrokes Proto Star, brand new race, and I'm not sure whether this has perhaps flown under a few people's radar to a certain degree, but this is a $500,000 2-year-old race. It'll be the richest race on the Queensland racing calendar now. It's worth more than the Blacks Are Fake, and it's by far the richest 2-year-old race in the country. So for harness racing, so I guess it might have snuck up on a few people, and it's building off the slot racing concept. So slot holders were invited to put their their name and proposal forward. As it turned out, it was oversubscribed, so we had to have a ballot, and that was conducted yesterday here at Albion Park.
It was indeed. I've got a little bit of footage of that that I can throw over the top now. It was quite interesting to get over. Oh, that doesn't work. I've got to do something there, Daz. Keep going. It's quite interesting to get oversubscribed, though, to any of these things in this day and age. Got to be so positive that you guys are doing things in the right direction in Queensland. Yeah,
so the way this one worked was I'm pretty sure it was around about $30,000 for a slot. Now, Ladbrokes had the first 2 slots. That's why we just saw them on the board as the top 2. As the naming rights sponsor, they own 2 slots. The further 8 slots, being a 2-year-old race, will only be a field of 10. So the way that worked was that Queensland were guaranteed 3 slots. Now, as it turned out, there was extra names in the Queensland Barrel. So we drew 3 out first there. So they were Gemma Hewitt Racing, Jamie Dernberger Smith, and then Solid Earth.
Yep.
Kevin and Kay Seymour. What happened then was the remaining Queensland names went back into the barrel with the interstate noms, and the remaining 5 slots were sort of taken out of that. So out of that, we then get the full 10 slot holders, and as they've come out, another couple of Queenslanders were lucky enough to get in. So the remaining 10 slots, Ladbrokes 2, Gemma Hewitt 1, Jamie Dernberger Smith 1, Solid Earth was 1, and then we got Goose Dolphin Racing. So Aaron Goadsby, he was up there. He came out. Let me just quickly refer back to it.
I'll get him
Darren
up.
Garrard Racing. So he was one of the other Queenslanders. Terry Clues from Adelaide, of course. Nathan Jack, and has a lot of his horses. Aaron Dunn Racing from down there in Victoria, and GSM Racing was another Queensland. Greg and Sharon Mitchell, GSM Racing. So they're the slot holders. So now, I guess if you've got a pretty handy 2-year-old, I'll be getting in contact with someone off that board in those 10, because you got the chance to be racing for $500,000.
Throw you under the bus a little bit. Do you know the guys who missed out? David Miles Racing. One of them.
Yeah. So there was 13. So Somerset Farms, they missed out. Team Zab, Danny Zabitzanos.
Yep.
And the other one off the top of my head, I will get that. We'll just give me a second to look for it, and
I could probably do the right thing around that. Look as they come through and give you the heads up. Wayne Loader was the other one.
That was it. Wayne and Julie Loader. So
Bricky did the right thing by me. I'm watching it. I just scrubbed back a little bit, and Bricky just put it up at the right time. God bless Bricky. He's a man of many talents. He doesn't even know he could do some of those. And all of those are people that will be looking to race some of those 2-year-olds, actually, when you think about it. They've almost showed their hand a little bit, that they've got something with a bit of quality in the stable.
Yeah, perhaps. I was speaking to a couple of them. I spoke to Jamie Dernberger, of course, from Summit Bloodstock. He said he's really happy with a couple that they've got with Emma Stewart and Clayton Tonkin, already showing a bit of ability. So, he's pretty confident with that. They've been pretty successful with these slot races. They won the Race by Grins and the Eureka with their slots. So they're on the front foot. Spoke with Darren Garrard. I asked him. He said he hasn't got anything that's shown any ability as yet. So if you've got one, that might be your first port of call. Get on the phone and give Darren Garrard a call. And, it all depends how you work things out. But at the moment, Angus Garrard, he's Darren's son. He's the leading driver in Queensland after 24 days of the season. So you could do worse. Of course, they got a pacer and a trotter through to last year's Inter-Dominion finals. Yeah,
so there's a lot to go under the bridge with it, but I think it's great. A slot race oversubscribed. I think slot racing, there may end up being too many of them, but I think what people got to realise is they're virtually self-funded, good prize money races. We need to do different. So I don't care if there ends up being too many. We've got the tab trot, this year as well, the inaugural one of those. It's going to be run at Cambridge alongside of the Grins. The Nullarbor, I think Jamie Dernberger had a bit of success over there as well, placing or something along the way with that one. So there are plenty of them. I don't think they're a bad thing, though, because they're self-funding.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a bit sort of in the same regard as you. I think, you don't want them to become not too popular, but be too many of them. But I guess the benefit of them is that, like you say, they're pretty well self-funding. So, don't want to mix up innovation and imitation. I think we want to continue to innovate. And this is probably one of those ones. It's the only 2-year-old one. So step back from sort of the open age horses or the trotters, and this is a 2-year-old slot race. So, and as when I was talking to Darren Garrard yesterday, this is the potential to be an international race as well. So we don't need to just confine it to a futurity style system. You don't have to be Vic bred. You don't have to be a Q bred. You don't have to stake up for Breeders' Crown or anything like that. This is if you got your slot, away you go, and you negotiate your conditions with your slot holder.
Because Garrard's operates in New Zealand, so you never know what might be happening there in Darren's wheelhouse. He might be thinking a little bit. I was going to say in his mind, but that might be being a bit cheeky. I'll leave him alone. Look, and with Garrard's, I think I always say it, though, but thank you to all their sponsorship they do. Both sides of the ditch, right across the eastern seaboard, they sponsor races everywhere, and I think it's awesome what they do. So the industry says thank you to them. You and I were in a meeting yesterday. The Nutrien Equine and Sunshine Stars sales series, Ladbrokes as well, sponsors of that, is just over 2 weeks away. I was trying to work it out of your head. I think it's about 17, 18 days. It's going to be back at Brisbane. Build up is there. The energy's there. People are really getting ready, to get back selling at the Creek.
Yeah, sure. So this will be the first yearling sale that's back on site here at the Creek in a couple of years. The last few have sort of been taken away from here as a venue, but we'll be back here as a venue. So there'll be racing Saturday night, function there. So anyone who wants to come up to Brisbane for a weekend of, potentially buying a yearling on the Sunday, we'll also have a function on the Saturday night on track, where you can talk with the breeders, see some horses go around, potentially out of families that they, your potential purchase the next day comes from. Then, of course, the morning of the sale, there'll be a breakfast. There'll be, your usual sale day expectations before it kicks off, and 70 or around about 70 lots, I think it is, to go through the ring, and a good mix of everything. And I think if you look at the sale, depending on what you're after, I think your first 4 lots covers all bases. We've got 2 pacing lots, a filly and then a colt and gelding, and then 2 trotting lots, a filly and a colt and gelding, are the first 4 through the ring. So that makes it a pretty good spot that you can get. If you're a trotting person, a pacing person, you're a colt person, or you're a filly person, all bases covered. And then lot 5, that sort of parlays into race lot 5, which is the last ever progeny of Fake Left to have her first foal go through a sale ring.
The last ever progeny of Fake Left. So St Kilda Beach is the last horse bred by...
She's the last ever progeny of Fake Left. It's actually quite unique, this sale, Paul, in the fact that there's 2 Fake Left mares represented, lot 5. I think the other one's lot 17 or 18, so St Kilda Beach and Timeless Appeal. They're both Fake Left mares. They're both out of his last ever crop.
18, that horse is, yep.
18. They're both Fake Left mares, so they are the last 2 Fake Left mares ever produced. Both are represented by their first foals in this sale.
One's an American Ideal. That's lot number 18, and then I think what did you say the other one was?
Lot 5, St Kilda Beach.
Kilda Beach. Why I was pulling funny faces there before, I was going to show up a banner. Everyone waiting for the Sunshine Stars banner, and that it'll come. But Darren's thrown me a curveball, which is what he does, and I don't mind it, so it's all good. And this is a Down by the Sea. So both. Well, there's another little one for you, Darren. They're both by Woodland Side horses. So there's another little quirk in the. In this as well. So both good mares with great pedigrees. And that is the one thing we do need to, I suppose, showcase as well. There is some massive pedigrees coming up in this sales, both for Queensland and then also Australian bloodlines.
Yeah, 100%. So and like we say, what I was sort of saying there before too, trotting. So there's something for everyone there, depending on your preference. So, like I say, the first 4 lots we get in, and then it just continues to build from there. The other fact that perhaps might go a little bit unnoticed is this Sunshine Stars yearling sale is a little bit unique in that you effectively get to double dip.
Yeah.
You're eligible for the Nutrien race series, but not only that, if you purchase this Sunshine Stars sale, you are eligible for a race that comes up later in the season that only horses bought from this sale are eligible for.
This is the batter I had up. You got to start running this show. You're going all right at it, but I've got it up now. So you're right, and you're 100% right. So that's where those races are there on the side. So these are the Sunshine Stars races to the side there underneath the races. So obviously the dates, 10th and 11th of February. Contact Mark Barton and Gemma Smallman. And yeah, the sale obviously on the 11th of February. And inspection start from 9 o'clock. But exactly what you're saying, you get the chance if you want to. I just got to remember which button to push here, Darren. I've got buttons going everywhere. You get the chance to race it in the Nutrien Equine Sales Race Series, the Classic Sales Race Series, which this year is April 12 of the main heats in Victoria. So it'll be the week after that. Should have had that one in my head. It'll be about the 19th to 20th. The week after will be all the finals, and they're racing for $1.2 million in stake money on that occasion. But you also get the opportunity to race them for these other races here in the Sunshine Stars a little bit later on in the season. So if you're not ready by April, you still get another opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. And that is restricted to horses out of the Sunshine Stars sale. So, it's a pretty small pool there of horses that you'll be competing against, and you're competing for really good money. So you're pretty much on a winning start right as you kick off. And then with this sale coming up, Racing Queensland and the Q-Bred scheme have come to the party again with another little bonus. If any yearling that is sold, buybacks are excluded, but any yearling that is sold passes sale, either through the ring or after, if it perhaps reach agreement after, if it gets passed in through the ring, but agreements reach with a vendor after the sale, but before the sale finishes, $2,000 cash back straight up if that purchase was over $7,500. So you happen to purchase one for $7,500, straight away you get your $2,000 back. There's a $5,500 yearling that you're then potentially eligible for the Nutrien, the Sunshine Stars sale, and then your Q-Bred bonuses, which we know are so high as well. So another little carrot just to dangle out there to owners or potential owners to purchase a Q-Bred. It has to be a Q-Bred lot, so which the majority of them are.
That's pretty enticing, because we also know there's another one that's just got to get ratified and finalised. There'll be another announcement with potential horses going through the sales as well towards the end. So that's huge. Yeah,
it keeps pointing back to I know the price of horses continually goes high because the quality of the breed just improves. But, there's all these enticements to continue, building along the journey, and the horses that you can get into don't necessarily end up costing that much.
No, and there is plenty of key Queensland horses there, but there is also horses from, I think Judd's have got one, Ricky Alchin as well. But I think you call Ricky almost a Queenslander from sort of April through to winter time anyway, because he stays up there a little bit. I think I just was quickly looking through. I thought there was someone else as well from this side of the ditch, but anyway, I can't see it at the top of me. But great stud names as well represented. We've got Solid Earth and we've got Burwood, the big studs there, but so many others. Trotters Australia base themselves up there. But there's so many big breeders in there, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. And, there's always new ones coming on. So like Somerset Farms, they've increased their holdings over the last little bit. And now they've got a couple of stallions. They've got a Rock and Roll Dance that they're standing. They've got Catch a Fire that they're standing. They've got the trotting stallion up here as well. So not only this year, sort of years next year and building into that, they'll be, really strengthening those sale books.
Yep, absolutely. Darren Garrard as well, selling horses there, and he'll be probably putting his hand up as well. That's not all that will be happening, though. Of course, last year was the inaugural Hayden, and I think it was so well received, getting a slot into the Eureka. Of course, there's terms and conditions, but it starts off at this sale where you get the opportunity to bid for those sale lots.
Yeah,
slot lots. Sorry.
Yeah. So at the end of the auction, there will be the Hayden auction as it is, yep. And like you say, you're purchasing a slot. Now these are in barrier. You're basically purchasing your barrier position. So the auction will start with barrier 1. Now, again, this is for Q-bred horses. Last year we saw Speak the Truth win the inaugural, the Hayden. He went down and finished 5th in the Eureka. So the winner of the Hayden, which is held the second week of the carnival, so mid-July, then earns Racing Queensland's slot in the Eureka. So last year, Speak the Truth won, took that slot, went down to the Eureka. Now, the way it works, you auction, you bid for which barrier you want. Now, similar to the way they works with so it's a 3 and 4 year old race. So just looking at barrier 1, you could have a 3-year-old filly, or depending on if no fillies end up sort of purchasing, it could be a colt or a gelding. So last year, 2 fillies, I think, were in it by memory, or might have missed one. Anyway, so last year, so barrier 1 will be the first auction out. You got a 3-year-old filly, colt or gelding. Barrier 2 will be a 3-year-old colt or gelding. Barrier 3, a 3-year-old colt or gelding. Barrier 4 then becomes a 3 or a 4-year-old colt, gelding, or 4-year-old mare. But all the conditions are there pre the sale and for the auction, so they'll go around. Now, what happens with the Hayden? It's a $100,000 guaranteed race. Any money, the total pool of the auction, of all the lots auctioned, then goes on top of the prize money. So if we're looking at the inaugural edition last year, $100,000 prize money. The auction of the 10 barriers produced $131,000. So the $231,000 was the total stake money for the Hayden race. So same format this year. So let's just easy number. They all sell for 10,000. There's 100,000. The race will be worth 200,000.
Yeah, and it's quite. I encourage people to come and have a look at it, because it was quite interesting last year. The first couple of barrier draws was sought after, and then you think, oh, well, that's it, because the next couple, but people then start saying, well, we don't want to draw outside the front. But then other people are saying, well, if we get the right speed horse, you're off the front. You're not relying on a 3-year-old that's behind you. There's a lot of ducks and drakes. It actually was quite interesting watching people that you thought, geez, they put the queue in the rack. They're not playing in this game anymore, but they're actually waiting for a couple of the later draws.
Yeah, 100%. And that, so, just you don't have to worry about a barrier. It's all depend on your horse if we look at it that way. Speak the Truth, they purchased barrier 10 last year. So, you don't have to be one of those earlier ones. And then I guess it just comes down to negotiating your horse. So, looking at last season's 2-year-olds, how they're going to progress this season, last season's 3-year-olds, Q-bred horses, how they sort of, for real life, he's the first one that comes to hand. So he was pretty dominant as a 3-year-old Q-bred last year. So, he can probably draw as close as barrier 5. So it like you say, a few games of ducks and drakes trying to work it out. Of course, for real life, Trent Dawson, what does he do? Does he come into this auction buying a slot and go, full guns blazing to buy barrier 5?
Yeah.
Because that's where he could think. And, it really makes it interesting.
No, yeah, there was no fillies, 3-year-old fillies in it last year. Apollo Dreams drew barrier 1 being a gelding. So there was a filly.
Yeah. Always Be Me ended up getting a start in the race.
You'd come out of barrier 4. So I think that was the first of the mares, first of the 4-year-old mares, because the other 3 were 3-year-olds with Free Thinker. I'm sure he's a 3-year-old. Yes. Yeah. So and I think that's the one thing about this sale. So it's one, we want people to come. We want people to be a part of the sale and be there, purchase their horse, get their $2,000 cash back if they spend $7,500 or more, which I think is a huge incentive, especially, for people that might think, we'll get blown out of the park. It might be that little last bid to get the horse across the line, I can go from there. And then be a part of this Hayden, because it's an occasion. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. And, it's all part of the day too. Like, I know a lot of people, myself included, a day out at the horse sales, while you might not be putting your hand in your pocket, it's just a good social occasion as well. So by all means, we want as many buyers there as we can, but even if you're not there to buy, just come along for the social day and get around and see some, beautifully presented yearlings on display. And there's as much theatre in watching a bit of a bidding duel as there is of just watching the horse go around.
No, absolutely. And we can build on an occasion and get people. That's what we're trying to do. Make something that people jot into the, and they're saying, well, we're going to the Sunshine Stars yearling sales every year and partake and have some fun and enjoy the festivities. And of course, this year, we're going to have that the night before where we get people there. We want people to be able to enjoy. If you don't know someone, you want to meet someone, you and I will be able to facilitate that, whether it's trainers or drivers. We can work around that as well. So that's the whole idea of this whole thing, is to get people into the industry and enjoy it just the same as what you and I do, mate.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, both yourself and I'll be there. There's that function on the Saturday night. There's been a bit of talk that, we might be doing a little bit of a chat and breeding talk. And like you say, introduce people. So more than happy if anyone wants to come along, come and say good day, and we can point you in the right direction. And, especially if you want to leave a horse, if you're from interstate and wanted to leave a horse here in Queensland with the Q-bred system so lucrative, well then, by all means seek me out and I can give you, introduce you to as many or as few as you'd want to meet.
Yep. And just on that too, I do know with the race series and that, I do know of one horse that was purchased to go to Victoria. It's actually made its way back to Queensland because of the lucrative part of that. So Connections purchased it to race in Victoria, and I shouldn't say she because I'm not sure it is a she actually, but that horse has already made its way back to Queensland. We'll try and get back for the Nutrien race series, but I think they're actually seeing the race a little bit later on. I think the horse needs a little bit of time, so they'll get her up there, get her settled, and go from there. I keep calling it a her, and I honestly don't know if it's a she or a he. I just do know there is a horse that's made its way back there. So, yeah. Well,
I'm sure they've enjoyed the trip back. So,
yeah.
And that's the thing, while this sale is front and center, and that's what we want to drum up as well. It's just the Q-bred system itself. Yesterday at Albion Park, we had a Hurricane King Cole trotting mare come back, and purely for the Q-bred, she won her Q-bred first win bonus yesterday, 14,000. So Tumult was her name, Tumult. So it's started for Sean Grimsey, first run in Queensland, and got the cash, and bang, 14,000 Q-bred first win bonus jumps in.
I remember talking to David Breck, and I said, will this work? And he said, yep. He said, but he said, every now and then they just seem to produce one. And I know there was one produced last year that they didn't think was around, and this is possibly another one of those that they may not have thought that was around. Interestingly enough, raced by Laurel and Marty Miles, so David Miles' parents, and both probably not experiencing the best of health. Marty definitely isn't, so that would have been a great little fillet for him as well. So really cool. If you are watching this, Marty, hopefully you're enjoying that and enjoying watching your horses win. So yeah, Darren, thank you. You and I will be doing this a bit more often. We might even try and potentially one day next week we'll get some of the we might do a bit of an expose. We'll get I've got Tassie this week, of course, with Nutrien on Australia Day, but we will probably get a few of the people on in the next couple of weeks and make this build up and get find out a bit more about some of these horses. There's everything from grey trotters to some very, very regally bred paces. We've got everything happening. So we want to get the message out there, mate. So I really appreciate you giving me the time, the Creek and Racing Queensland, for facilitating this. Bricky's been good on the phone, making sure I'm up to date and you're up to date with everything that's going on, and that's what we need. So it's about building good relations and improving this sport, mate. So I look forward to doing plenty more with you.
Yep, sounds good, Paul. And like we say, Sunday, 11th of February, Saturday the 10th, a race night, a bit of a function there. So get along, get up to Queensland if you can. If you're not from up here, if you are from up here, well, then get along on each of those days, because it's going to be some great on track and off track and sale. It's all happening.
It is indeed. And the sale starts at 12. inspections from 9 o'clock. So the horses will be arriving anywhere from 7 to 8 o'clock, and we just want those horses all to be able to get in there and settle. So from 9 a.m., you'll be able to be on track and do the inspections as well. That is on the 11th, Sunday the 11th, but the night before, of course, at the Creek. And there'll be plenty of other festivities as well. If they don't want to listen to you and I, there'll be plenty more for them to do anyway, Darren.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd more than be happy to do that.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much for joining me.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Ta.
Rightio, we are back, and Darren Reay picked up the phone right at the right time. Hello to you, Darren. How are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I've got to change a couple of things. Firstly, are you still out serving mares at the minute, mate?
No, just scanning a couple. That was all. Just making sure everything's still okay with them. Yeah, we're nearly finished the season, so it's good.
How have you found it? The season?
Yeah, no, a little bit tough early with the season, but no, it hasn't been too bad actually. It picked up at the end there, and yeah, numbers were pretty good.
Good, and that's always positive when those things happen, and that's what we do want. Of course, you stand stallions. You got 4 stallions on your books, and but you also serve heaps of horses around that area as well. So around that Maitland, Queensland area. So you're a very, very busy man, mate.
Yeah, no, it was pretty busy season. Yeah, so it was, good results at the end. Yeah, we should be about 90 plus in foal, 45 days. So, yeah,
Wow.
So we should be pretty good. Yeah, 90%. So should be a bit over that. So, yeah, we strive to get that every year. So,
yeah, that's huge. You'll be wrapped in that.
yeah, we pride ourselves on what we do and what goes in foal too. So, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. That is awesome. Mate, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I haven't got my page open. I'm too busy. I should never be given too much time on my hands, mate, because I get bored and I start doing other things. And then I am not organised because I don't have the page up. But on the 19th of February, a race that's going to be pretty special to you, I suppose, as well as, for the racing public. And we want to make sure people are aware of it. It's for 2-year-olds, a $20,000 final at Newcastle.
Yeah, we've just the first race running of it this year. It was probably a little bit rushed this year to get everything organised and let trainers know that, it's happening. So, yeah, we've got it up and running. So, yeah, it's just an open 2-year-old. Be the first, kind of major one for the season in New South Wales. Yeah, so we're just sort of trying to get it up and going.
Yep, and it's on the 19th, and I've got the pictures up now. It's the Tommy Reay Sapling Memorial Stakes for 2-year-old paces with heats for 20,000.
No, finals.
Yeah,
final will be worth 20.
Yeah, there's a bit of a mistake there. So, because I was going to say, because the stakes is it written next door to it, it says 7,000 for 2-year-old paces. $20,000 final will be held at. Heats for the. I missed a word out. That's why.
Yes.
Heats for the. It makes a bit better of the sense. $20,000 final. Darren, what brought about this? And actually, before I even ask that, Tommy Reay, that is your father.
Yeah.
So it's a race in his honour.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What brought about this race, mate, and why getting? Yeah.
I was talking to mate Aaron Goatsby back in August. He rang me up and said, "Oh, did you know Menangle's moved the pink bonnet and the sapling down there to May?" And I said, "No, I didn't know about that, mate." And
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's been moved to later in the season. He said, we should get a race going, and I've always been thinking about it, but he pushed me in the right direction. I took over, and that's how it's come about. So he
right,
gave me
catching
the
up
nudge
now with
and pushed me over the wall, and so I started getting it all sorted.
You proud about how it's come about, even though it is a bit rushed?
Yeah, absolutely. The sponsors have come on board. I can't thank them highly enough. They've been great friends and great clients of mine, and especially when Dad was alive, breeding with them. He bred a lot of mares with a lot of the studs. All the studs have come aboard. Not one said, no. They were very happy to join in and be a part of it, which is absolutely great.
And you're going to have more things on the night of the final, as well as your race. You're going to try and get these studs and people there to be able to, intermingle and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, hopefully, it's probably a bad time for a few studs because it's sale times. It's right in the middle of the APG and the Nutrien sales. So yeah, a lot of people be doing that, but yeah, we'll try and get a few people there and just, talk about breeding and stuff like that too. So that'd be good.
Could be a good way though of being able to find potential trainers even, and that to sell these yearlings too, like make sure they're aware that these yearlings are there. So it can work two ways, those things, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you need a circuit breaker, you need to eat and you need to have a drink, so they can be great places to go and be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
No, I think well done, mate. I think it's a huge thing. It's the 19th of February at Newcastle, which is a Monday, I think you said.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, the heats are on the Monday. Yep.
And then a bit over a fortnight later with the final. Is that on the 1st, did you say?
Yeah, 1st of March, the Friday night.
Yep. And that is a $20,000 final plus other stuff. So make sure you get a part of the Newcastle club and that as well. Mate, you can throw a different hat on. I've only had one hat on tonight. I've been a bit boring actually in that sense, but that's okay. Your Nutrien hat on, of course. The yearling sales are the 8th and 10th, with the 9th being Miracle Mile of March. It's going to roll around pretty quick there in New South Wales. You've got 14 yearlings. You're preparing for yourself and other vendors. You're looking forward to it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a really good draft of horses this year. I think it's probably one of the best drafts we've put together with us and clients. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a hard sale, I think, but it'll be a really exciting sale too, I think too. So
yeah. There's some quality lots in this sale. Some very, very well bred horses, some very, very current horses, and you've got a couple of those. Current form can be just so good for you sometimes at the right time, can't it, Darren? And Captain's Knock's doing the right thing by you, and the progeny of Scarlet Finn in his performance just the other night.
Yeah, like he's a real racehorse. Like he went 150 and he's gone 49 as a 3-year-old. He's a real great horse. He should get a Grand Circuit in the next 2 years and be really up there with him. So, and this is a 3-quarter brother. Yep. Going through the ring. So he's got very similar attributes to that fella. So he's got a great worth ethic, and he's a really nice horse. No,
he is indeed. The dam's now had, she's had 5 foals, 3-year-old and older. 5 have raced, 3 of those are won. Headed by Captain's Knock, with just shy, like he'll break the 300,000 next race he goes around in, I would imagine. But then you've also got Finn McKee that's sitting on 99,000 as well. So 2 horses over the $100,000 in stakes, and then what a challenge is at 60,000. So she's just doing a terrific job, this mare, by in the pocket. And like current form's one thing, but then that bloodline's at work. Captain Treacherous and Down by the Seaside are, both by that along that same sire line as Some Beat Somewhere. It's pretty exciting for you and for the industry and for people to be able to, have the opportunity to buy horses that have got, winning blood and great blood with them.
Yeah, it's great to have that, form up front. Everyone loves that form up front and see him racing, see his siblings racing. There was another one just won tonight at Mildura. I'm because of you. We've got a Captain Treacherous colt going through the sale for clients. Nathan Barco, he won tonight in 56 round Mildura.
Is that ideal to Leah?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a real nice, big, strong colt. He's a beautiful colt. I love him.
And that horse there now would have won 8 races because anyone that may be watching for the first time, the red riding is, since it's gone to print, there's been updates, but every time there's an update, it just stays in the red. So if you tune in next Tuesday, come back and have a look at this horse's thing. It will change his stake money, but also 8 wins there as well. And again, a Captain Treacherous colt, which everyone wants one of those, Darren, don't they?
Yeah, I'd love to have one. I'd love to have another Captain Treacherous colt, but I don't think I can afford one.
No, you and me both. There is one other one, Darren. I was daydreaming there before, and there's some massive updates, and I'll encourage people to It might have been this one. It might have been the Pappy Rob. Yeah, it is Pappy Rob Hanover. I'll just flip the screen over so people can see it. You can sometimes get a little bit too much red because it sort of just looks like it's one horse's update. But since the print, Shami, Kalu and a kid have won extra races. And then my ultimate Harry wasn't even in there, and he's now won 3 3-year-old wins, and that's gone into bold type so people are aware of it. So you need to be aware, you need to go and keep constantly look at your catalogue. Everyone likes the paper version, but we want people, and there's one other part of that down here. Yes, Sierra Sirocco and Sierra Tiger have both won as well. So there's red print everywhere. You need people to make sure they go back and constantly check the online, don't we?
Yeah, it keeps updating. It's a great idea to have updates every week. It's really good. Racing keeps going. So yeah, your updates are great every week.
You are looking forward to the yearling sales, mate, or you're looking forward to after the yearling sales?
No, I love the yearling sales. It's our grand final. You love them, but you love to see them go. And go on to bigger and better things. So that's what we like to do. And it's good.
Nah.
It's good to go to sales.
Darren, I was there last week and had a look at your draft. Lot 107 is the Sweet Lou out of Witherspoon. Very well related horses called Sushi and Sable Eyes in the family. He's a gelding. The reason for him being a gelding, mate, I try to get these ones out just so that people aren't thinking there's something sinister going on there.
No, he had a testicular hernia when he was 4 hours old. He had to be operated on straight away, and they said he had to be gelded. The operation had to be done so it could be a success. And probably the only reason I did the operation, he was just so tough. Like he'd get up, have a drink, and then he'd go on colic and, feel crook in the stomach and everything else. But then he'd get up 10 minutes later and have another drink. He was just one of those horses that's shown so much toughness. He wanted to live, so, he fought and everything else, so we had to help him. And, yeah, he's a really nice colt.
He is, and he is a nice gelding. He's a nice horse, though. He was in the wash bay when I got there, and be able to walk up and just pat him, and just got a nice way about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's probably different than his brother. He's a little bit finer, but more of a racehorse than his brother.
Yep.
But yeah, he's a really nice type of horse.
Yep, and you also got the first of the Bettor's Wishes being offered up as well. So you've got a really interesting draft. I encourage people to get in touch with you, but also make sure they get there at the sales complex in plenty of time and go through the whole draft, because you've got a little bit of everything there, mate. It's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got everything, ranging from, the lower end spectrum, to hopefully up in the high end and everything in between. So, hopefully got there for someone, for everyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Darren, mate, thank you. You're not bad on the hospitality. You took us to a nice pub, myself and Bardo, but the breakfast recommendation, I don't think I've told you since. Emma said if you've got a bit of time, have brekkie right next door. It was the Riverside Cafe, for anyone wanting to know. Outstanding. Recommend the Eggs Benedict. Sensational service and very, very well looked after, mate. So that part was really good.
No worries at all.
You might have to take Emma there one day.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I always take her there every morning. Every Sunday morning.
You're a good man. I think you're being serious too.
No.
You had me for a minute. I thought you were being deadly serious. So,
no.
Mate, thank you. Won't be the last time we chat, but make sure anyone still listening to us and wanting to know, make sure you check out that race at Newcastle on the 19th of February. It is a Monday, but we want people to be aware of it, and $20,000 final, and get out and support a man that supports the industry as well. So, Darren, thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much there for Darren Reay joining me as well. So make sure if you're around, go from there. Joe Pace, we need to know the name of your horse. That was the horse I was alluding to, but I wasn't sure. And then in the end, I convinced myself I didn't know if it was a filly or a colt. So I don't know, Joey, if you're still on there or not. But if you are, yep, that is there. Rightio, that is a little bit of a wrap. Don't forget, there's plenty of good racing coming up over this weekend. I might actually go to... Oh, hang on. I'll get into trouble from Charlton because I got an invite and I'm not working. How did she send it to me? That's how she sent it to me. She's St. Patrick's Day. So there's one for the Charltonites. They must be racing. They've got an Irish band. I can't read a lot of that because it's in green. leprechauns, lots of Blarney, Slanty's Bar, Irish Luck, and punting. Don't know what that word means. Coinness. Okay. Don't know what coinness is. 12:30 it starts, and yeah, I'm presuming it's on the racetrack. Charlton Harness Racing Club. Yep, to St. Pat's Day. Hospitality and the Charlton Cup Day as well. Right. Okay, so it's a whole box and dice. So that is on St. Pat's Day and the Charlton Cup. Might have to get one of the guys on from Charlton next week to go a little bit more in depth as to what they've got going on, because it's done in cursive writing and it's a little bit tricky to see. I've got one of these ones here. If you bear with me for a sec, I should be able to throw it up so that people can actually see what it is. There it is there. So yep, so that's the invite for this Charlton Harness Racing Club, St. Paddy's Day. So yeah, so going to be a lot of fun. They get behind the they do a good job actually, because they do the 4th of July. They get involved in these and get it out there a little bit earlier. Scotty Purdon, My Ultimate Sassy is the name of that filly. So yep, so she's up in Queensland. So thank you very much, Joseph, for coming on back on. Race meeting. So Victoria, as I said, I got a little bit bored, so I sort of got myself out of a bit of control. So Tamworth, I'll stay with Tamworth at the minute with the Golden Guitar on this weekend. It's quite unique. I know a couple of trainers, they had to actually take their own accommodation. Some of the guys that were staying up there because, wrong button. Sorry, bear with me. There, some of the trainers, because there was no accommodation, because it's actually the Golden Guitar week. But there's the $50,000 Golden Guitar final. You see Kerry Ann Morris, Robbie Morris, they've got a couple of horses in there. They're having a terrific run. They've actually got three in there, and Joshy Gallagher, so they need another driver, or the first emergency. So Kerry Ann might make her way up there. Plus they have the Tamworth City Cup, which is the last race as well, a $60,000 race. So incredible stake money on offer there for that meeting. Carrick Park, the first is at 2:05. And then I had a look, the last is at 10 minutes past 6, and then the sale starts at 7 o'clock. So that is for the Tassie Racing Nutrien sales race, will be on then. Melton got a big card on Saturday night. Saturday night. I don't think I'll be there, but I might. I'll just see how things progress. That's a free-for-all race there. Trotters, I think there's 3 trot races on for the day. For the night, one's a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. One of those 1200 metre races, which I'm not a fan of, but it's got an interesting field. A little bit going on there. Ryan Sanderson's driving terrific. The Dullard Trotters Cup is there on screen. Pity they only get 6 runners. I didn't think Just Believe was going to back up again a week later, but he clearly is. Sultan Sass, Kiang Zena, Mafasa Metra, Olivici, Just Believe, and Queen a leader, all going around, getting themselves ready for the Great Southern Star. I would imagine at least the last 4 of those will be doing that. I don't think Kiang Zena will be, but you never know. The Casey Classic, good field here, with Better Eclipse drawn 1, Don't Stop Dreaming doing 2 inside the second line. You've also got 888, Bulletproof Boy, and yeah, our Vincent King Go. Hurricane Harley, who was unlucky last week. Serge Blanco's been going okay, and he's Charlie's Angels and Arg as well. So good field there. Maresfield, the return of Incypher. Nikki Nana's going terrific. Tay-Tay's coming back from a spell. Hopefully she can get back to her good form. Seat Sabrina. Jake Stockton's bringing her down first up as well. Rosarito Miss was a dead heater last week, and she's going around there as well. And then the Casey 3-year-old Classic, again, probably not what people are after. They're probably after a few more of the high-end horses. But yeah, got a good field. There's all got winning form in it. $50,000 3-year-old race there. The breakthrough final, they were run at Ballarat last week, the Ballarat Trotters Cup. And then there's the $25,000 Harasta Trotters, Vicbred Platinum Trotting Mares final for the Trotters as well. So yeah, so some good racing there. And then, as I said, for my friends at Wedderburn, I'll be there on track emceeing, first at 20 past 12, the last at 5:30. The Pacing Cup, the Loddonshire Wedderburn Pacing Cup will be run at 11 minutes past 4, and then the the Trotters race at 2:25. The Priority 1 Priority Wedderburn Trotters Cup. Priority 1 Priority have been sponsoring Wedderburn. I don't know how long actually. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think it might be passed in different forms of names, but the same group of guys for at least 10 years, maybe more. I think it's closer to the 20 years. So well done to those guys for their continued support and sponsorship as well. Rightio, that's a wrap. Don't forget Tassie Sale Friday the 26th, this Friday, Australia Day. 7 o'clock it starts. Nutrien Equine or Tas Racing you'll be able to go to get all of your updates. Then we go 2 weeks into the Sunshine Stars and all gearing up there with the Hayden. The Proto Star was already mentioned about there, but the Hayden as well afterwards. So, jump on a plane, go to the creek, stay at the View, stay at, forget the other one, the creek, don't know. Anyway, stay there, stay right on the track, have a nice feed at the breakfast, lunch, go across to Albion Park, hospitality as well, we'll be going there. So Scotty Purden, you're more than welcome, mate, thank you for joining in. But yep, so plenty going on, plenty happening in New Zealand as well with the races. Don't forget the NZB sale. Got a text message from Canberra, there must be a big thoroughbred race coming up shortly. They've done a big barrier draw on a tower, so saw pictures of that as well through social media. Cambridge Raceway on Monday as well, don't forget that, because they're doing something different. The races will be there, there's going to be some good races as well. So thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. Keep up to date with all the channels. This show will be back next Wednesday night on Loose Lines, promoting everything we can going forward. So, yep, tune in. Thanks to everyone that's been a part of the show. Look forward to catching up with you all next week. And, yep, hopefully you have a good week.